Welcome back, second grade. Happy Fun Friday. This is video 2 for Fun Friday, April 3rd. And we are doing our language arts video. Now, I know that I flip-flop days and I said we wouldn't do spelling, but it's just the practice test, okay? I'm not grading this one. Starting next week, though, I will be able to grade you on like a spelling test on Fridays in Seesaw, because on Monday we're going to start logging into Seesaw. So anyhow, let's get our spelling book and open up to page 166. 166. Okay, we are only going to do this page because it's Fun Friday and we're going to try to make it quick. Test tip: decide which answer choices are wrong first. Why would we want to pick out what's wrong? Sometimes when you don't know an answer, you can spot very quickly which ones you know are definitely not it. After eliminating, meaning taking those away, sometimes it's easier to see which one could be the correct choice, okay? You're narrowing your choices. Now let's look at the example. It says, listen as your teacher reads the directions. Well, since I'm your teacher, we are looking for the ones that are spelled correctly, okay? So let me present. All right, so this is the example at the top of our page, okay? I just typed it, and the example is the word outside. So now I want you to think which one is the correct one. I know on your paper you have the bubble underneath, but I can't do that in just typing here. So I'll just color it red, but you are going to fill in the bubble below your correct answer, okay? So which one is spelled correctly? Is it the first one? I didn't do that right. The first one, the middle one, or the last one for outside? Good. It should be this one. We want the one that has out, O-U-T, and then side, S-I-D-E, for your contractions, okay? So you fill in the bubble, I'll just make it red, okay? I'm going to read them to you now from your spelling book, okay? So I'm going to be reading these choices from this book, okay? I'm just going to say the word and you're going to fill in which one you think is the correct spelling, which one is right, okay? Try to do this without looking back at your list. And then after I get done reading them, I will pop up our screen and you will get to check your answers, okay? All right, number 1, the word you're looking for spelled correctly is baseball. Number 2, find the correctly spelled word pancake. Number 3, into. Number 4, cannot. I'm going too fast, you can pause. Number 5, look for the correctly spelled word nothing. Number 6, upon. Number 7, playground. Number 8, myself. If you need more time, pause the video and I am going to show you the correct answers. Remember, you are to bubble in your answers, but my answers I put in red. So let me zoom out a little, 90%. There you go. Now you can see them all. So go ahead and check your answers. Baseball, pancake, into, cannot, nothing, upon, playground, myself. If you got them all correct, kiss your brain. Good job. If you got a couple wrong, that's okay. Just make sure you understand what your mistake was. Did you not see a letter, or did you maybe you weren't sure if like cannot is a K or a C? Sometimes those are tricky because it has the same sound. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to our vocabulary. And this is going to be kind of a quick one too. And the reason why I'm doing vocab today is because we flip-flopped yesterday. I made a mistake. So vocab workshop, get that out. Pause if you need. We're going to be on page 78 and 79. Okay. 78 and 79. What we're going to do is fill in the word in the sentence. And we kind of went over the word meanings the last time we did vocabulary. But now we're actually going to review them again, and we're going to be filling them in. So, alarm. Okay. An alarm is something that wakes people or warns them of danger. It could be a bell or a buzzer. I want you to read the sentence with me. When the kitchen got smoky and you say it, alarm sounded. Good. It's a noun, it's a thing. Right? And if I move too fast, just pause. Number 2, our word this time is collect. It's a verb. It's an action you can do. When you gather things together, you collect them. I like to, you say it, collect seashells at the shore. You are welcome to write in cursive if you feel comfortable. Number 3, damp. Echo it. It's an adjective, which means it's a word that describes a noun. When something is damp, it is a little wet or moist. My shoes got wet in the rain and are still, you say it, damp. Number 3, echo the word, insect. The noun, it's a thing, it's an animal. An insect is a small animal with 3 main body parts, 6 legs, wings, and no backbone. Bees fly and moths are insects. A dragonfly is an insect found near fresh water. Number 5, plant. You say it. Now this can have 2 meanings. It can be a noun or it can be a verb. Let's do the noun first. A plant is a living thing that grows in soil or in water. It often has green leaves. A tree is a kind of plant. thing. Now let's do it as a verb. So an action. You plant when you put something such as a seed into the ground so it can grow. So that's doing the actual action of planting. When is the best time to plant tulips? Number 6, safe. Echo that word for me. Safe. If something is safe, it is not in danger of being harmed or stolen. So this is using it as an adjective. Okay, we're describing, like the girl in the picture on my screen, we're describing a person, the girl. She is being safe. She is safe because she's wearing her seatbelt. Your sentence in your book says, always put on a seatbelt to be safe in a car. Now let's talk about it as a noun. They don't give me both ways on my screen, but in your, yes, here it is, noun. Safe. A safe is a strong box in which you can lock up money and other valuable things. Polly keeps her special rings in a safe. So that is an object, a thing. That's why that is a noun. We could use it as an adjective and a noun. You could say that is a safe. All right. Oops. Next. Scatter, number 7. This is a verb. Look at the picture on my screen. You see the boy, he's scattering the food in the water for the ducks. So it's an action. When you scatter things, you throw them over a large area. The children like to scatter breadcrumbs in the pond for the ducks. Number 8. Again, pause if you need. Soil. This is a noun. It's a thing. Soil is the dirt or earth that plants grow in. Plants need light, water, air, and soil to grow. We were just talking about this in science class, and I'm thinking maybe next week I could even do a mini science lesson about plants to kind of keep us on what we were doing. Number 9, team. The noun. A team is a group of people who work together or play a sport together. There are 11 players on a soccer team. Okay, so a noun, a group of people. And our last word, number 10, tool. Echo that. It's a noun, it's a thing. A tool is a piece of equipment used to do a certain job. A hammer is a tool we use to pound nails. Please don't pound nails right now. We do not need any broken fingers sending you to a hospital, right? That's it for vocab. Let me get back to being big on the screen. I'm a giant again. All right, so that's it for vocab. And now we're on to our last thing in language arts. And I bet some of you are wondering, why in the world did she skip handwriting? Do we ever do handwriting on Fridays? No, usually we have some fun time in the morning to sit and read a book, and that might be something great to do today too. Take a book, grab a blanket, and curl up somewhere and read. Or maybe lay it outside if you have space and have an outside picnic and read a book. Those are some really fun things to do on Fridays. All right, page 192 in our Storytown books. Storytown, Page 192 looks like this. Okay. And this is the other part that we're doing. Let me get that up too. Okay, so here we are. And this is called Saving Money. Now, how do you think this relates to the story we read before, A Chair for My Mother? What did they have to do in that story to get the chair? They had to save it. Remember, they saved it in a big jar? So this is our connection story. And it is nonfiction, so not fake. This is a real story. What are nonfiction stories filled with? I hope you're yelling it. Facts, things that you can prove to be true. All right, are we ready? Saving Money by Mary Firestone.
Putting money aside before you spend it helps you save. Earnings are money that you are paid or given. Costs are money you spend buying things. To save money, your earnings must be more than costs. Dora is a second grader who wants to save her money. She spends only part of her earnings so she can save the rest. Saving lets you buy more costly items without borrowing from others. Dora saves a little of her money each week. In time, she will save enough for a scooter.
Ooh, so she wants a scooter. So a lot like in the story, A Chair for My Mother, she has a goal of what she wants to do. Okay.
Small amounts of money add up over time. If you put $2 in a jar each week, you will have $8 at the end of the month. After saving for a year, you would have more than $100. You can keep your savings at a bank. Banks pay interest. Interest is a little bit of money the bank gives you for keeping money at their bank. Dora writes what she brings to the bank in a passbook. When she wants to spend her money, the bank will give it back with interest.
Okay, now on page 195.
Saving money is a good choice. Saving money now will help you buy things you will need and want later. Dora saved enough to buy her own scooter. Saving money helps you plan for the future.
Great. So now let's talk a little bit about this story and how it relates to our other story. So if you turn the page and you're on 196, you can follow along or you can listen to me read it. Either way is just fine. The comparing text questions. How do the characters save money in A Chair for My Mother? And saving money. So how in these two stories do they save their money? Let's think, how is it different and how is it the same? Well, in the story we just read, Saving Money, the girl was saving her money and she took it to an important place. Where did she take her money? A place where she can grow it with interest. That's money the bank says we're giving it to them. So she took it to a bank. In A Chair for My Mother, did they take their saving and keep it in the bank to get more money? Did they do that? No. So I would say that is one way they're different. Okay. In the story Saving Money, they took it to a bank, but in A Chair for My Mother, they did not. But how are they similar? Let's take a close look at these pages here. I want you to look at this page. And then I want you to look on this page, From a Chair for My Mother. What is similar? They both put their money at first in jars. Yeah, they put them in jars. Okay? She had 3 jars, but in A Chair for My Mother, they had 1 jar. So there's another difference. All right, now let's look at the next question. What would you do with money you save? What would you do with money you save? So this is an opinion. This is something that you could write down and send me a picture of. This is something you could take a video and tell me about. Now, you wouldn't do something you already have. You could tell me about a time you did save money to get something you got. But this is saying, what would you do with money you save? So imagine you saved money. What would you do with it? I know if I saved money, what would I buy with it? I think I would buy a whole year's worth of coffee. Yum. All right, number 3. What are some reasons people save money? So not just to get things they want, we know that they wouldn't buy something that they don't want, but what is another reason they save money? Maybe they save money to donate. Like when we do mission dress down days, that dollar goes in a big fund and it gets donated to charities. People save money to pay their bills. People save money to buy things in the future, like maybe buying their education at a college or buying a car for when they're 16. Or sometimes they save money to buy presents. Remember when we read in our reader's workbook about the girl, or was it in the beginning of our Storytown book, the girl that wanted to buy her mom flowers for her birthday, but she didn't have enough money, so she did a lemonade stand. So sometimes there are small things that don't take long to save for, and sometimes there's really big things. Okay? All right, now the last thing here that I want to do is go on page 167 in your reader's workbook. Super kitty. Page 167. Someone's calling you. Page 167. We're only going to do one side. All right. It should look like this. Okay. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Read the story and think about how the characters are alike and how they're different. Then complete the chart. Read along with me, please. These names are Noel and Juan make lemonade. Okay? The J sounds like almost like an H. It's a Spanish name. Noel and Juan were opening a lemonade stand. They like to work together. I will write the word lemonade, said Juan. I like writing. He wrote the letters neatly on a sign. I like drawing, said Noel. I will decorate the sign. Noelle carefully painted 4 yellow lemons with green leaves. Who will make the lemonade? Asked Mom. Both of us, said Noelle and Juan together. We both like to make and drink lemonade. Now on the bottom here it says, how are Noelle and Juan alike? How are Noelle and Juan different? And if you look at our chart here, it gives us 3 sections. So they want 3 ways they're alike, and they want 3 ways that they're different. Okay? So I'd like you to take a minute and pause the video and go ahead and try to come up with some of the ways they're alike and different. You don't have a lot of space. You don't have a lot of space on this page to write. So if you don't need to maybe write a complete sentence in each one. Just give me short reasons how they're alike and different. And when you unpause, I will have up some answers on the screen, and you can take a good look at them and come up and see if you came up with the correct answers, okay? So pause now and then come back, unpause to check your work. All right, guys, so let me insert a table here. And on the top it says, how are Noelle and Juan alike? And this side says, how are they different? Okay, so if I look back in the story, and we're checking our work now, let's do the ways that they're alike. Well, let's look in the first paragraph up here. Noelle and Juan opening a lemonade stand. They like to work together. So that was one way that they were alike. And remember, you can always pause. What's another way that they're alike? Juan likes writing. Noelle likes drawing. Who will make lemonade? Both of us. Let's look at this last sentence. We both like to make and drink lemonade. That's 2 reasons right there, guys. So they both like to make lemonade. They both like to drink lemonade. So there you have your 3 ways that they are alike. They like to work together, make lemonade, and drink lemonade. Now, if you were missing any of those, you can fill it in. If you have something similar, that is great. That will work. Let's see how they're different. In the middle is where we're going to be finding things that are different about them. So Juan says that he likes to write. Noelle said she likes to draw. So that is the way that they are different. There really isn't any other description here. So we could assume maybe Noelle, that's usually a girl name, and Juan is a boy name. So that could be an extra way. And if we look in the pictures, it looks like we have a girl and a boy. So if you are very much that you want to have 3 reasons, we can write that. So how are they alike and how are they different? So Juan likes to write. Noelle likes to draw. Juan is a boy and Noelle is a girl. Something I thought was interesting, and some of you may have picked up on it. Another way that they were alike was that they may have been brother and sister, because if you look back in the story, it says, "Who will make the lemonade?" asks Mom. So that's one way that they're also alike. All right, so let me get back so you can see me. That is it for our language arts work today. However, I have a fun surprise for you. Let me go get it. I can almost imagine all of you shouting with excitement right now. So I went ahead and I ordered the next Hank book. This would be number 4. And in this Hank book, I don't know, does it say the order of the books? Nope, it doesn't give me a list of the other books, but this is number 4. And this one is called Murder in the Middle Pasture. It looks like Hank's in deep trouble, and it's the coyotes. I'll read you the back. Murder plus mayhem equals mystery. Mayhem is craziness. Okay, that's a synonym for it. There has been a brutal murder on the ranch, and it's up to Hank the Cowdog, head of ranch security, to conduct the investigation. The only problem is no one's talking. After a dangerous fact-finding mission, Hank thinks he knows who the guilty party is. But before he can make the arrest, he's captured by a bloodthirsty pack of coyotes and condemned to death at daybreak. Can Hank escape before the killer strikes again? Bum, bum, bum. So, as your fun Friday treat, I am going to read the first chapter. Ready? Chapter 1. The Case of the Wild Hogs. It's me again, Hank the Cowdog. On December 19th, we got a snow. On December 20th, it snowed again. On December 21st, the overflow of the septic tank froze up, making it impossible for me to bathe. By December 22nd, we had 4 inches of snow on the ground, and fellers, it was cold. It was that morning at approximately 9 o'clock that I awoke from a deep sleep and noticed something very peculiar. My bed was shaking. My bed consisted of 2 old gunny sacks, and under normal conditions, it didn't shake. Something strange was afoot, and it was my job to check it out. I opened one eye, perked up one ear, and sniffed the air. In the security business, we call this preliminary scan. In other words, at that point, I wasn't using all my sensory equipment. There was no sense in squandering your gifts, no matter how many you have. Well, I sniffed and I looked and I listened. I smelled diesel fuel, but I always smelled diesel fuel in my bedroom because the tank to the north side of the leak on the north side leaked, and the cowboys on our outfit were too lazy to fix it. Now, if they had a fuel leak in their bedrooms, they would have fixed it pronto. But this was only Hank's bedroom, so nobody was concerned about that. Anyway, I sniffed and looked and listened, and then I heard it. A strange grunting sound. And my bed was shaking again. I had no choice but to open the other eye and put my other ear into service. I scanned the area from the horizon and suddenly realized that there was something in my bed. Something small, white, short haired, and stubbed tail. Drover. Hi. Drover. Hi. Get out of my bed. What? He lifted his carcass out of my bed. I dreamed that we had snow on the ground and it was bitter cold and I was freezing and he looked around. Oh my gosh, my dream came true. This is your lucky day, son. Now scram. He raised his head up and stood there shivering. Oh, Hank, I'm so cold and miserable. Let me stay in bed with you where it's warm. No dice. Did you know that you grunt in your sleep? He stared at me. Grunt? That's right. You're worse than a bunch of hogs. A guy can't sleep with all that nonsense going on in his bed. No, that wasn't me, Hank. Honest, it wasn't. I woke up in the night and I could have sworn I saw. He rolled his eyes around and dropped his voice to a whisper. A bunch of hogs right over there. Do you expect me to believe that? He nodded. Ha! I chuckled. Well, I've got news for you, Drover. I don't believe anything I hear and only half of what I see, so there's very little chance that I'll swallow your story. Okay, sure was a good one, though. I'm sure it was. Now, if you'll just... Well, were they wild hogs or domestic? Wild. Nonsense. We don't have wild hogs around here. What makes you think they were wild? Well, they had big, long, white things. We call them tusks. Go on. And wicked red eyes. Keep going. And 4 legs.